Joined by UMass Boston women's soccer head coach Amy Zombeck after the Beacons' 4-1 win over Castleton. Coach, you talked about the importance of getting the first goal. You talked about the importance of getting secondary scoring, and you got all of that in the win over Castleton. What were you most impressed by with your team's performance?
I think I was most impressed by the patience we had. You know, we looked to move the ball. We didn't panic. We executed the little things, and those are the things we talked about that would make a difference in the game, and it certainly did. And having two seniors step up and score goals and get assists, I think, says it all about the senior group and, how bad they want it right now.
Talk about the two seniors, Allie Crawford and Grace McGettrick, not having the seasons they had as sophomores, but still leaders on this team. What does it mean when those two maybe get some confidence after this performance, but also putting up some goals? It's kind of similar to what you did in 2019 when you won the title, where it was a myriad of different players who stepped up and scored in that semifinal and final victory.
I think a lot of players stepped up and had impacts yesterday, from our outside backs getting into the attack and creating scoring opportunities, whether it was through crosses or shots. Again, it comes down to peaking at the right time, and I think that's where we're starting to. It definitely was slow at the beginning, trying to get through, over 600 days off from soccer, and I think we're starting to find the flow. At least I hope we am.
It almost feels inevitable that it's WestConn that you'll see on Saturday. The question was, where would this game be going into the season for most people? You've already seen them twice. They got you in 2018. You got them in 2019. At this point, is it small X's and O's, or is it just maybe the concentration and making that one big play to potentially have one of these teams come away with the rubber match?
I honestly think it's a combination of both. We have to remain composed on the ball. They have some very dangerous players up top that we have to be aware of. And again, it comes down to executing the little things, not, trying to force things. We have to play with composure, and I think if we do that, we'll give ourselves a good shot. But it could be anybody's game on Saturday. They're a good side, we're a good side. It's going to come down to who can execute in the final third.
You go from one impenetrable fortress to another. WestConn hasn't lost in, I think it's 20 days longer than you haven't lost at home. What makes the Westside Athletic Complex difficult, and how does playing there already this season help you mentally prepare for what you're going to have to see?
I think for the underclassmen, going there towards the end of the season and getting a feel for what the atmosphere was like was really important. For the upperclassmen, they remember 2018, and this is their last chance. And I think it's not going to be about the atmosphere, but, the attitude and the mentality that we walk onto the field with, and that it's a field in it's the same dimensions as other fields that we've played on, and it just comes down to doing the simple things and not making sure we're too hyped, and again, just keeping our composure ready to go.
What do you see as the keys to winning this match and taking home a second straight title?
Like I said with Castleton, it's about doing the simple things. Can we create opportunities early and capitalize? And just being organized on the defensive end, recognizing, where their top players are, and being able to cover for one another, which I thought we did really well in the first half when we played them the first time. It's just putting together a full 90-minute championship game.